is a strange thing about being human that we rarely question. If I ask you to raise your hand right now, you can do it. You decide to move, and the hand moves. It feels like clear control. But if I ask you to stop thinking for the next 90 seconds, could you do it? Most people can't. Even with the desire for peace, the mind keeps going, replaying a song, worrying about a message, or commenting on how difficult it is to stop thinking. This raises an uncomfortable question. If you are the thinker of your thoughts, why can't you switch them off? Why would anyone choose anxious thoughts early in the morning? The shift begins here. Thoughts are not being deliberately produced by you, they are simply appearing. The difference between living in constant mental noise and touching natural quiet isn't about controlling thought. It's about seeing something more fundamental. You may have already tasted this. Those brief moments when the mind pauses and everything feels strangely okay, without effort. Today we explore what makes those moments possible. Most of us live as if we are the voice in the head. But when you look closely, that voice behaves more like a system running on autopilot. It constantly engages in mental time travel. While your body is here watching this video, the mind may be replaying a conversation from last week or planning tonight's dinner. The machine never stops producing content. And because we mistake ourselves for it, we take every thought personally. We argue with thoughts, fear them, or try to fix them, feeding the system even more energy. But here's the question we rarely pause to ask. Who is actually aware of this inner chatter? If you can notice the voice, observe it coming and going, then logically, it cannot be who you are. You are the one aware of it. The voice is an activity of the mind. Just as seeing is an activity of the eyes or breathing is an activity of the lungs. Yet, most people live completely identified with this narration. Whatever it says feels like me. Whatever it worries about becomes my worry. We never realize there is an option not to take it so seriously. Why does this voice keep running? Because it assumes silence is unsafe. It believes that if it stops analyzing, judging, or planning, something will go wrong. And here lies the trap. The voice survives on attention. Every time you engage, argue with it, justify it, or try to resolve it, you reinforce it. People who appear naturally calm haven't eliminated thoughts. They've simply stopped granting every thought authority. The voice still appears, but it's recognized as activity of mind, not a command. This mental system doesn't only create noise, it also creates identity. This is what we commonly call the ego. The ego is a master of disguise. Have you noticed how your internal narrator changes its personality? One moment, it's a perfectionist demanding you work harder. The next, it's a victim complaining that life is unfair. The next, it's a judge criticizing someone else. It changes masks constantly, depending on the circumstance. But here is the curiosity. Are you the mask? If you were the perfectionist, you would always be that. But that feeling comes and goes. If you were the victim, you would always be that. But that passes too. So, if all these roles are just temporary costumes, who is the one watching the show? To find out, we don't need to learn anything new. We just need to look. Now that we see the masks clearly, we can try a deeper experiment. This is where we untie the knot. For example, when the thought arises, I'm tired of thinking. Ask yourself, who is tired of thinking? Again, you'll find no entity there. You will find just a thought about freedom arising in awareness. This inquiry exposes the mind's layers for what they are: ephemeral movements within witnessing. Pure witnessing is effortless. Thoughts emotions, and perceptions come and go, and the witnessing remains untouched by them. It does not judge, react, or interfere. It simply observes. When you fully embody this witnessing, the identification with the mind begins to dissolve. You no longer see yourself as a thinker trapped in endless loops of dialogue. You recognize that all this mental activity arises and falls away on its own, with no one behind it. So, how do we relate to this in daily life? There is a simple practice that helps stabilize this recognition. Let's call it recognize and recenter. Whenever you notice the mind running on autopilot while walking, driving, or lying awake at night, do three simple things. Step 1. Acknowledge what's happening. Silently say, thinking is happening, or I see the mind replaying that argument. You're not analyzing it, just recognizing it. Step 2. Gently remind yourself, this is a mental activity. I am the one aware of it. This simple recognition loosens identification and creates space. Step 3. Return attention to immediate experience. Feel the breath as it moves in and out. Notice what the senses are reporting, what you can see, the sounds around you, and the contact of your body with the chair or the floor. Attention naturally moves out of commentary and back into direct experience. This practice isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about reclaiming attention, choosing presence instead of being pulled by the mind's momentum. With time, this recognition becomes natural. It isn't limited to moments of meditation or inquiry. It permeates everyday life. Whether washing dishes, stuck in traffic, or having a heartfelt conversation, you come to rest in the silent witnessing of what is. Life becomes less about control and more about flow, less about achieving and more about being. In the light of inquiry, the ego's shifting forms are exposed, and what remains is the stable, unchanging awareness that you truly are. This awareness doesn't grasp at the roles or resist them, it simply observes them. This realization is the very foundation of Vedanta. When you finally understand that consciousness is not something to be found, but something you already are, the entire spiritual search transforms. It stops being a chase and starts being a resting place. If you want to explore this wisdom deeper alongside a supportive community, you are welcome to join us in the Vedanta Book Club. I have left a link for that in the description below. And if you want to take the next step and learn exactly how to detach from that mental noise when it feels overwhelming, go ahead and click this video here. It is the perfect next step for your practice. I'll see you there.